Compare car insurance Zebra in Europe. Adventures in far-flung locations together with Europe can be full of excitement, magnificence, history and tradition, transporting travelers blissfully away from their day-by-day routines. However, there are times on such journeys when the sudden occurs and the influence of damage or accident might be much more substantial than if the identical incident had occurred stateside. Journey insurance coverage for Europe is available to travelers who can be visiting the EU zone and might need particular care from European docs or healthcare providers throughout their visit. Particularly one of these protection will help alleviate the danger of incurring massive monetary harm attributable to unpredictable events, whereas touring in countries like France or Germany where healthcare programs are sometimes very similar on account of EU-organized regulations. This is something everyone venturing to Europe should investigate prior to their voyage. European journey insurance coverage are specifically designed to cover countries like France, Spain, Germany and Greece. Since healthcare plans and methods are unique to regions and continents, a European journey insurance bundle will cover very different things than one for, say, South America. Some travelers may be surprised to study that the private insurance protection they enjoy at house may be insufficient protection, whereas they're away in Europe. For instance, vacationers who engage in sorts of hazardous recreation akin to scuba diving and mountaineering may study the hard approach that their protection has been negated by such exercise when accomplished in overseas lands. It's also vital to note that even when traveling within a country with a nationalized system of healthcare, particularly within the Eurozone, a traveler may be wholly ineligible free of charge or low-value medical therapy in the case of unintended harm, which is often provided only to citizens. The European Union has done a very good job of organizing special travel insurance coverage techniques so that travelers can really feel protected within their borders. This is much like the Alternative Association, the place a traveler from Europe might come to the United States of America. Regardless of what state that particular person might discover himself or herself, then he or she can nonetheless get great coverage. Likewise, for you, it's vital that regardless of what European state you end up in, you can rely on quality coverage. In some of the European areas outdoors the EU zone, for instance, international medical practitioners and services could also be completely unwilling to barter with the traveler's home insurance coverage provider for fee of bills incurred due to accidents abroad. In such instances, upfront cost could also be demanded previous to service. In the occasion acceptable therapy is unavailable in a selected location and medical evacuation is required, a vacationer's standard domestic insurance policy may not cover the associated fee, which can be significant. Because of these causes and extra travel insurance, Europe is a worthwhile subject of inquiry for all seeking to venture abroad. This is essential to bear in mind if your European journey plans may lead you outside the EU zone into nations like Switzerland or Norway. The place EU protection may or could not apply. Aim toward offering financial compensation for unanticipated expenses attendant to overseas journey. European travel insurance coverage is obtainable in a wide array of varieties and levels, relying on the type of journey meant by the insured. Trip period, itinerary, gadgets and destination region all are elements in determining the kind of protection that shall be made out there for purchase. Typically, policies covering shorter journeys could also be selected concurrently with the journey reservations. However, extra expansive policy of long-term could also be advisable, and such coverage will also be found. Large insurance coverage firms, cruise trains, journey administrators are all viable candidates for purchasing this sort of product. European travel plans are much more frequent as a package nowadays, particularly since many people and Canadians journey to the EU region in periods like spring break and summer season holidays. Journey insurance coverage for Europe can be usually categorized by the form of vacationer to be covered. Like the Euralgo system, European travel insurance can typically be organized by Euro regions and nation packages. For instance, you might be planning solely to visit Mediterranean countries like Italy, Spain and Portugal, however not Northern Euro countries like Holland and England. These customized European packages are an effective way to save money. Adventurists, college students, enterprise travelers and vacationers all have completely different insurance coverage wants, and insurance policies are available that mirror that fact. Travel insurance often addresses expenses regarding emergency medical circumstances, dental services, unintentional dying or damage, advantages in the place, vital funeral prices when loss of life happens abroad. Exclusions frequent to one of these coverage may embody pre-existing well-being points and any harm or loss of life occurring as a result of drug or alcohol usage. Please remember that European travel packages are very different from generalized worldwide travel insurance combo packages where multitudes of countries and regions are included at a discounted or bulk rate. In lots of circumstances you're much more prone to get larger quality protection from the European bundle packages as a result of they supply specific protection measures for the Eurozone.